We are now teetering towards a recession. Nick, you should throw this thing that I sent to you guys before. If you look back over the last 30 or 40 or 50 years and you look at every single period of when there has been a recession, what's interesting to note is that it's not always been the case that the price of energy has risen by 50% in a recession. But it is always the case that when energy prices spike by 50%, we enter a recession. We will contract as an economy. The government will have to become more accommodating. That is the price of this economic war that we have started.
Yes, welcome back everybody to Altcoin Daily, where you subscribe for one video per day demystifying this cryptocurrency market. My name's Austin. That was, of course, incredibly successful investor Chamath Palihapitiya looking at the last 40 to 50 years of data and giving his opinion that a market crash is coming that will start with a global recession. And let's be clear, he is not the only person seeing this data. As he said, not every recession is led by a 50% rise in crude oil, but every 50% rise in crude oil has led a recession. Here is the data over the last 50 years. This is comparing the price of crude oil's percent deviation from the trend. And every time over the last half century, we've seen an over 50% rise in crude oil that has always led to a recession. And why is that? Why do you think that is? Well, in my opinion, gas has always been the blood of the economy. When it becomes too pricey, people naturally stop spending, and that's where the issue lies. The economy tightens up, leading to a recession. Now, Chamath has been very clear that he thinks the government is going to be forced to step in, forced to increase debt, subsidize, and save the people again. Let's finish the remainder of this clip. Watch this.
We will contract as an economy. The government will have to become more accommodating. That is the price of this economic war that we have started. And I think it's a just price because what's happening is not supportable.
So Chamath, you are sure that you feel strongly that we're not entering into a condition of significant stagflation where we're not able to re-stimulate the economy and we inflate everything with all this money printing?
I don't even know what stagflation is, to be completely honest with you. I don't think I've ever seen it. I know how it's classically described. I think it's like pseudo-intellectual kind of gobbledygook speak. What I can tell you is I think that prices are too high in certain core commodities and goods. I think what's going to happen is we are going to find a way to subsidize those prices coming down. And I think the simplest way to do it is for the government to step in and become a buffer. And it will drive massive deficits. It'll drive increasing amounts of debt. But I think that is a simple way for us to make sure we put and ratchet the pressure.
Okay. Do you agree with Chamath or do you disagree with Chamath that history is repeating and the government will then be forced to step in, increase debt, and subsidize the problem? Feel free to share your thoughts down below. And let me just be real with you. There is one big difference about this year and going forward compared to the other 50 years that we just saw on that chart. Starting this year, the market has priced in 8 rate hikes over the next 8 meetings. The only way this does not happen is if the economy is crushed into recession this year, and that kills inflation. So which is it? A bond-crushing recession or bond-crushing rate hikes? And by the way, the first rate hike is scheduled to happen this week. Now we will see. So what's the point? If you hold cryptocurrency, what could this potentially mean for you? Well, in Chamath's opinion, he is still very bullish on Bitcoin. Conventional wisdom is that the war in Ukraine is the crypto boon we've been waiting for, and that the USD is on its last leg. But in reality, BTC and the US dollar are both winning right now. Here's a more nuanced take. BTC is separating itself as an institutional grade safe haven versus every other crypto asset, and the US denominated assets are well bid versus assets in other currencies. When BTC falls, other cryptos fall more. When US assets fall, other non-US denominated assets/currencies get smoked. So he's saying that BTC is separating itself from the pack, it is proving itself to be an institutional grade safe haven, and he's also still bullish on the US dollar as well. Now, I do want to remind everybody that nobody has a clue what's going to happen to the market in the short term. Do your own research, make your own opinions. But for the end half of this video, let me share with you 3 different news stories why cryptocurrency is bullish, why it is only getting bigger in the long term. But first up, I do want to take just 60 seconds and give a big shout out to sponsor of the channel, the BlockFi Rewards Visa Signature Credit Card. And what is this? Well, with this card, you can earn an unlimited 1.5% back in Bitcoin on every single purchase. With this card, there is no annual fee, there are no foreign transaction fees, and you can see if you're pre-approved with no impact to your credit. There's a link down below. That's blockfi.com/altcoindailycc. Link down below. And if you sign up right now, today, you can earn up to 3.5% back during your first 3 months on every single purchase. And this means no matter how high gas prices get, or no matter how high food prices get, or anything, because you have to buy those things anyway, that just means you're accumulating more Bitcoin when you make those daily purchases. So if you're in the US, why not? I encourage you to check it out. Link down below. Okay, next up, what is happening globally with cryptocurrency right now? The European Union just voted against banning proof-of-work cryptocurrencies. So this is good. They rejected the crypto mining ban. This just happened this morning. The European Parliament's Economic and Monetary Affairs Committee voted on Monday to keep the provision out of a draft of the proposed MiCA framework, that's Market in Crypto Assets framework, which is the EU's comprehensive regulatory package for governing digital assets. The provision, which was added to the draft last week, sought to limit the use of cryptocurrencies powered by an energy-intensive computing process known as proof of work across all of the EU's 27 member states. So this would have essentially banned Bitcoin, banned Ethereum, because those are proof of work chains, but they didn't. The EU voted against it. In a tweet from Cameron Winklevoss, commenting on this, the EU Parliament makes the right call and votes against proof of work ban. The positive implications of Bitcoin can't be overestimated. Plus, let's get priorities straight. Bitcoin's carbon footprint to merit ratio is so much stronger than other energy uses in the EU. So this is a fundamental green flag for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, especially long-term for Bitcoin because Ethereum is switching to proof of stake, hopefully this year. But a very positive long-term sign for Bitcoin. Well, what about altcoins? Did you know that Pixar just launched NFTs off of the VeVe app and Omi? The Pixar NFT drop sells out on VeVe shortly after launch. It appears the collection sold for an equivalent of $3.3 million. So this is huge intellectual property. And let's get specific. What were some of the NFTs that were launched? The drop consisted of iconic characters and moments created by Pixar Animation Studios, including Sheriff Woody, Mike Wazowski, Lightning McQueen, the house from Up, and much more. Users purchased their NFTs from a blind box, meaning that they received a random collectible as part of the series and would not know which collectible until after payment. So that's if you were a part of the mint, and the listed price of each Pixar NFT was 60 gems, i.e. $60. That was the listed price. At the time of publication, items in the Pixar drop were selling for up to 350 gems on the secondary market. So obviously, people had high demand for these characters, and this is all good for Omi. Whenever gems are used to purchase an NFT, 100% of the equivalent value of Omi is burnt from the token supply, while the digital collectible is transferred to the user's account. Cool to see these major companies like Pixar getting involved in altcoins and launching NFTs. Next up, let's talk about Solana. Mila Kunis' studio has just launched a Solana NFT animated series called The Gimmicks. Hailing from Toonstar and Kunis' Sixth Wall Productions, the wrestling-themed series will let NFT holders vote to help shape the story. So it's interesting that Mila Kunis chose Solana to launch this off of, because The Gimmicks follows in the footsteps of her other show, Stoner Cats, the Ethereum-based animated series that was funded by the sale of NFTs last July. So her and her husband Ashton did it once already on Ethereum, now she chose Solana. And with this animated series, they are doing things a little different. Unlike Stoner Cats, which sold its Ethereum NFTs for about $785 worth of ETH apiece, The gimmicks NFTs will all be free to mint, with the only cost being Solana's transaction fees. So they want to make it more accessible to the people. In a direct quote, "We felt that offering a free mint would encourage a much broader range of participation by lowering the cost of entry into our crazy world. Our goal is to help create a new generation of franchise IP with blockchain communities, so we believe monetization will come in various forms if we build character worlds that people love and want to be a part of." So big win for Solana. I will keep you updated. All right, that is the video. My name's Austin. Like always, see you tomorrow. And by the way, be sure to grab your tickets for Bitcoin 2022 in Miami from April 6th through 9th, the biggest Bitcoin conference of the year. I will be there. My brother will be there. And be sure to use code Altcoin Daily for 10% off. Link down below. Check it out.